Hello, in my last video I talked about a very powerful a couple of very powerful practices and techniques that can help you reduce the level of stress and overwhelm in the moment when you're experiencing a very acute stressful situation. Today I want to share a practice that I have found extremely helpful in helping me deal with situations that are ongoing stressors, especially when it is something that is just so much bigger than you. As an example, I've used this practice a lot during the pandemic, helping me deal with whatever was going on. I also am from Ukraine, and my country has been at war for the last year and a half, sadly. And this practice has been helping me deal and process, I guess, what has been going on, and more importantly, help reduce a really heightened level of stress and anxiety. This practice can be used for anything that is really top of mind that's causing you stress, and especially when it feels like it's a big thing. I don't know, economic uncertainty, high inflation, job insecurity, any stuff that's really top of mind for you. Okay, so for this practice, ideally, I'd like you to have a piece of paper. If you don't have that, you can just use your phone, but it is important that you write things down or type things. Don't do it in your head. It's not going to be effective. You only need a few minutes. So you've got your piece of paper. I call this practice sphere of control. I don't know if that's actually the official name for it. I'm sure it has some kind of name, but I've learned this a few years ago and I don't remember what it is. So we'll call it sphere of control. So you've got your piece of paper, and I want you to draw two big circles next to each other. In one circle, we're going to call sphere of concern, and your second circle, you're going to call sphere of control. Okay, we're going to work with the sphere of concern circle first. In that circle, I want you to pour out of you all of the things that concern you about the situation. Everything. I don't know, if I use the economic uncertainty, it could be high interest rates, ability to pay your mortgage, I don't know, increased prices, economic downturn, whatever other things that might be top of mind. Please do take a few minutes to really write it all out. Even just this act alone is already super therapeutic, because you are taking things out of you, out in the open. It helps activate your neocortex, the rational thinking, so you're looking at those things more pragmatically now that they're out in the open. Also, you're not holding them within yourself. This is where the journaling practice is so impactful, writing things out. So just doing this is already going to be helpful. But we're not stopping there. This is just step one. We've got 3 steps in this. Okay, so you've taken a few minutes. If you're doing this practice with me now, just pause the video and write it all out. Okay, you've got all these concerning things out on the paper. Probably doesn't feel that great. Now, we're going to work with the second circle now, your circle of control. What I want you to do is think about this situation, and now I need you to write down the things that you can do to help you address the situation, whatever is within your control. Now, especially when we're looking at big situations, there'll be a lot of things that you can't do anything about. And on one hand, sometimes it may leave us feeling really helpless and disempowered. So we really want to bring that power back into us and identify the things that are actually within our scope of influence. If I use the same example, it could be very simple things. It could be, okay, if I'm worried about financial, economic climate in the world, I might defer some big purchases. This is going to be a really practical step that I'm going to make. I might start a side hustle so I can make more money. I might simply reduce the amount of news that I'm watching, because I want to reduce the amount of negative input I am getting into my environment and into my world where I don't want to be exposed to constant fear and negative news. It could be anything, but you can see that even in situations where there's not a lot you can do, there's always things that you can actually influence and you can come up to make the situation better. The key here is that we're moving out of the response where we are wasting our energy and attention on the things that we have absolutely no control over. This is a drain on our energy and on our life force and on our time, and they're not worth it. So we need to shift out of this and move into focusing on the things that we are controlling, things that we can do. And this is the whole purpose of this practice. So you've got your list. You now have the list of all the things that concern you, and that's the things that you need to acknowledge and then realize that a lot of them you can't influence and they're not worth your energy and time worrying about, unless there is actually something you can do. And if that's the case, you move to the second circle and you've got your circle of concern. So in this circle, what I need you to do is, this is our third step, is pick one thing and go and do it. This is going to be super powerful, incredibly important, because this will mean that you're moving out of that helpless stage where you're just wasting your energy worrying about things and moving into an empowered state where you can actually do something about it. You may end up doing a lot more than just one. You may end up doing all the things from that list, which is fantastic, but at least one is already going to make a huge difference compared to where you were before. So that's it. Please do let me know if you've tried this practice before and if it has worked for you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.